You are standing at a fork in the road. On one side, a $250,000 multi-stack shipping container home. On the other, a $250,000 Barndominium shell, erected and dried in. Same budget, different physics, radically different returns. This video is not about aesthetics. It is not about Instagram. It is a forensic line-item financial autopsy of two structural systems competing for the same dollar in 2026 labor market. I am going to break down the engineering, the insulation war, the 12-line cost comparison, and, most critically, the appraisal trap that can make one of these a liability instead of an asset. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which system belongs in your portfolio and which one belongs in someone else's. Let's get into it. The structural lie, welding versus erection. Here is the first myth you need to discard immediately. The claim. Containers are pre-built structural modules that save you construction time. The reality. Every modification you make to an ISO shipping container costs you structural integrity, and you pay dearly to get back. An unmodified ISO container is a load-bearing system engineered around its 8 corner castings. Those castings are the entire load path, the continuous route through which gravity, wind, and seismic forces travel from the roof to the foundation. Cut a door opening into a sidewall, and you have severed that load path. You have introduced what engineers call a moment force at the opening, a rotational stress concentration that the corrugated steel panel was never designed to carry alone. To restore structural integrity, you must frame that opening with welded steel plate, angle iron headers, and in most jurisdictions, a stamped structural engineer's drawing for each penetration. In 2026, a certified structural welder in most U.S. markets bills between $85 and $140 per hour. A single 6-foot wide window opening in a container wall, cut reinforced and signed off, runs $1,800 to $3,200 in labor alone. Now multiply that by every window, door, utility penetration, and stacking connection in your design. A modest 2-container, 2-story home with standard fenestration will accumulate $28,000 to $44,000 in welding labor before you have installed a single interior wall. Contrast that with a Barndominium's structural system. A Barndo uses W-flange beams, hot-rolled wide-flange steel sections, the same I-beam geometry used in commercial construction, bolted together with engineered connection plates. The load path is explicit, pre-calculated, and built into the manufacturer's engineering package. Adding a window opening in a steel-frame Barndo wall means cutting a light-gauge metal stud bay and installing a standard header. No welder required. No structural engineer stamp for each penetration. That's not a coincidence. That's physics. The clear span interior of a Barndominium, meaning no interior load-bearing columns, is a direct product of its engineered portal frame system. You get usable, unobstructed square footage from day one. In a container home, every stack module creates a stacking load that must be transferred to the corner castings. Cantilevering a container, projecting it beyond its support point for that dramatic architectural effect, requires custom steel outrigger fabrication. Budget $8,000 to $15,000 per cantilever minimum. The welding premium is real, it is compounding, and it is non-negotiable. The thermal war. Corten steel has a thermal conductivity of approximately 50 watts per meter Kelvin. Fiberglass bad insulation sits at 0.04. That ratio is the entire argument. An uninsulated shipping container in direct sun reaches interior air temperatures of 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit in a Texas summer. This is not hyperbole. This is documented HVAC load data. The corrugated steel walls act as a radiative collector. They absorb solar energy, conduct it inward with near zero resistance, and re-radiate it into your living space. This phenomenon is called thermal bridging, the direct conduction of heat through material with high thermal conductivity that bypasses your insulation layer. In a container home, the steel ribs of the corrugated wall create continuous thermal bridges running from the exterior skin straight to the interior surface. Standard bad insulation placed between those ribs does almost nothing to interrupt them. The only effective solution in a container home is closed-cell spray polyurethane foam applied to the interior steel surface. Closed cell SPF achieves an R value of approximately R 6.5 per inch, creates a vapor barrier, and adheres directly to the steel substrate, eliminating the air gap that would otherwise allow convective heat transfer. To achieve a code minimum R 20 wall assembly in most climate zones, you need approximately 3 inches of closed cell SPF. At 2026 material and labor costs, that runs $3.50 to $5.50 per board foot installed, a figure that has risen 34% since 2022 due to MDI resin supply constraints. A 40-foot container has approximately 1,600 square feet of interior surface area across all 6 faces. Full closed cell SPF treatment, $8,500 to $14,000 per container. For a 3-container home, that is $25,500 to $42,000 in insulation alone, before you touch flooring, plumbing, or electrical. A Barndominium in the same climate uses 6-inch steel stud wall framing packed with our 19 fiberglass bats, covered by a continuous layer of exterior rigid foam, typically 2 inches of polyester at our 13. That continuous insulation layer breaks the thermal bridge at the steel stud flanges. Total installed wall assembly, R32. Total cost for a 2,400 square feet Barndo envelope, $18,000 to $24,000. Better R value, lower cost, fewer thermal bridges. That's the thermal war, and the Barndominium wins it on every metric that matters to your energy bill. The $120,000 math. Line item comparison. Let's run the numbers. Both structures, 1,200 square feet of finished living space, single story, similar climate zone, identical finish out budget. Here is the 12-item comparison. 1. Base structure acquisition. Container, 4 by 20 feet units, $18,000 to $24,000 delivered. Barndo shell kit, engineered, factory fabricated, $28,000 to $38,000 delivered and erected. Edge, container, by roughly $12,000. 2. Foundation. Containers require isolated concrete pier foundations with precisely set anchor bolts to engage corner castings. Engineering, forming, and pour, $14,000 to $19,000. Barndo uses a monolithic reinforced concrete slab, 1 continuous pour. Cost for 1,200 square feet, $18,000 to $24,000. Edge, roughly even, with the Barndo slab adding finished floor value. 3. Structural modification / welding premium. Container, $28,000 to $44,000 as established. Barndo, $0. Openings are pre-engineered into the kit. Edge, Barndo, by up to $44,000. 4. Insulation. Container closed cell SPF, 3 containers, $21,000 to $36,000. Barndo bats plus continuous rigid foam, $18,000 to $24,000. Edge, Barndo, by up to $12,000. 5. Windows and glazing. Container requires custom-sized glazing units to fit modified openings. Custom glazing, $850 to $1,400 per unit. Barndo uses standard rough opening sizes accepting off-the-shelf window units, $320 to $580 per unit. Edge, Barndo, saving $3,000 to $6,500 across a typical window schedule. 6. Electrical rough-in. Routing conduit through steel container walls requires knockout dies and grommets at every penetration. Labor uplift, 20 to 30% over standard framing. Barndo light gauge framing, standard residential rough-in rates. Edge, Barndo, by $2,000 to $4,000. 7. Plumbing rough-in. Same penetration logic as electrical. Core drilling through steel floors requires diamond-tipped tooling and additional labor. Edge, Barndo, by $1,500 to $3,000. 8. Interior wall framing. Containers. You are building a full interior stud wall system inside the container shell, effectively a house inside a box, reducing net usable square footage by 6 to 10%. Barndo, standard light gauge or with stud framing from day one. Edge, Barndo, on both cost and net usable area. 9. HVAC system sizing. The container's inferior initial envelope, before SPF is applied and cured creates a higher manual J load calculation, often requiring a 20 to 25% oversized HVAC system versus the Barndo. Edge. Barndo by $1,800 to $3,500 in equipment costs alone. 10. Permit and engineering fees. Container homes require individual structural stamps for each modification detail in most jurisdictions, an iterative engineering process. Expect $4,000 to $8,000 in engineering fees above standard permit costs. Barndo uses a manufacturer-supplied engineering package accepted by most building departments as a complete submittal. Edge. Barndo by $3,000 to $6,000. 11. Timeline carrying costs. A container home with complex modifications runs 14 to 22 months to completion in 2026 labor market. A Barndo shell is dried and within 60 to 90 days of breaking ground. Each month a construction loan carry at 7.5% on a $250,000. Draw costs $1,563. Edge. Barndo by $12,000 to $31,000 in financing costs over the timeline differential. 12. Contingency, scope creep risk. Container projects carry a 15 to 22% contingency recommendation from experienced GCs due to hidden structural surprises, rust, prior cargo contamination, non-standard corner casting tolerances. Barndo. 8 to 12% contingency is standard. Edge. Barndo by 7 to 10% of total project cost. Cumulative advantage to the Barndominium. $80,000 to $120,000 on an equivalent finished project. That is where the $120,000 math comes from. And that figure does not yet account for the appraisal trap. The appraisal trap. This is the section that will cost you the most if you ignore it. In 2026, the vast majority of conventional mortgage lenders, institutions using Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac underwriting guidelines, classify shipping container homes as chattel. Chattel is personal property, the same legal classification as a manufactured home on a lease lot. It is not real property. It does not qualify for a 30-year conventional mortgage. Your financing options are chattel loans at 9 to 14% interest, personal loans, or cash. The secondary market for your container home when you decide to sell is structurally constrained to buyers who can also access non-conventional financing. A barndominium, when built on owned land with a permanent foundation and meeting local residential building codes, classifies as real property from the day of certificate of occupancy. It qualifies for conventional 30-year financing. It appraises against comparable residential sales in your market. It has a functioning secondary market. The compounding financial effect of chattel classification versus real property classification over a 10-year hold period, factoring in financing cost differential, market liquidity, and appreciation potential, easily exceeds $150,000 on a $300,000 asset. That is not a minor consideration. That is the investment thesis. The 2026 verdict. So, who should build a container home? If you are a design professional, a short-term rental operator in a permissive zoning jurisdiction, or an architect using a single container structure as an accessory dwelling unit on existing real property, containers can work as a specific use case tool. The aesthetic is real. The differentiation in the short-term rental market is documentable. If you are a primary residence buyer, a long-term investor, or anyone who needs conventional financing and exit liquidity, the Barndominium is a rational choice in 2026. Full stop. The data does not lie. The physics does not negotiate. And the bank's underwriting guidelines are not interested in your Pinterest board. The Barndominium gives you a superior thermal envelope, a lower-cost structural system, faster time to occupancy, conventional financing eligibility, and an $80,000 to $120,000 construction cost advantage on equivalent square footage. Build on that. I'll see you in the next one.